What's going on? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen of my Empire Pro. Welcome back. I was about to say my other platform, but welcome back. This is my EmpirePro.com. My name is Ola. I am coming to you from my Empire Pro Studios. We're back at it again. And if I would guess who's there right now in the chat, that would be Raymond. What's up, Raymond? What's going on? Good to see you. You're diligent. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So let's talk really quickly. Let's get into this business today. Home prices fell 3%. 3% deep. Deep. Not deep like that, but it's a 3% dip to a 10 years low. And this happened to wholesale real estate. So let's talk about it. I have a quick news that I wanted to bring to you today. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. Yes, this is my Empire Pro. What we do here, we talk about real estate wholesaling. For the most part, we have over 1,500 videos on this channel right here. Yes, 1,500 videos. I did take a break. After taking the break, the algorithms stopped showing love, but we're showing some love back. We're going to have to give a little bit for a while before things start kicking back into proper gears. Nonetheless, undefeated. We're here. We're back at it again. We're going to keep doing the work, okay? Majority of people that will see this after the fact. So I appreciate every single one of you for coming back always, okay? Because it keeps me going. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen to this article that I have here today that I feel like we should talk about. Let's talk about it. Home prices. This is on redfin.com. So as you can see, I'm paying attention to everything that's going on a daily basis. I try to, but now I'm being held accountable indirectly by you, so I kind of have to keep checking what's going on. We'll walk through it together. We'll check it out together. But first of all, before I dive into this article on redfin.com, what is wholesaling? Wholesaling is the art and the science of finding deeply discounted properties, locking it up under contract, flipping that contract, or assigning the contract, the right to the contract, the right to purchase the property. It's a purchase agreement, the right to purchase the property, assigning that to an end buyer investor in exchange for a wholesale fee. Okay, so the goal here is wholesale fees. My first wholesale fee was $10,000, December 2005. That was after about 6 to 7 months of working very hard, marketing, fall apart, trying to finish my master's degree in engineering management. A lot was going on that year. Anyway, by the time I closed my first deal, let's see, by the time I closed my first deal, I was I already had like 2 or 3 deals in the pipeline. All right, so hang in there with me. Let's see here. Just give me 1 second. Just want to make sure I reply to somebody really quickly before we continue. Yeah. In about 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Had to jump into a meeting. All right, sorry about that. Like I said, I have like a full days this week, so I'm a little all over the place. Sorry about that. And I'll be coming right back to the screen in a second. Yes, back at it. All right, cool. So $10,000, December 2005. $10,000. It was supposed to be $20,000. My negotiation skills sucked at the time. Okay, so I lost $10,000 because the seller was trying to shut the deal down, and I was like, all right, let's split my money down the middle. And then I ended up with $10,000. I gave additional $10,000 in addition to what they were going to get as proceeds. So we closed the deal. I was still happy as hell. I took half of that money, about $5,000. I took it down to Jersey City. But I bought a Chrysler Concorde. I needed a car badly. I was finishing college. I was getting started with my master's degree, my fourth year in master degree, and I needed a car badly. So I took half of it, bought a car. I was dating my girlfriend, now my wife, for 15 years now. At that time, I'm reminiscing a little bit. Awesome time of my life, because I didn't know, I'm just a young 25-year-old kid, just trying to understand life, finishing college, feeling invincible. Closed my first deal, had about 2 or 3 deals in the pipeline with a partner, which I closed every single one of them, averaging about $30,000 on each one of them. So 2006 was an extremely great year for the business, So so that was an awesome time for me. And I can't forget, I always start. Raymond's asking, what's the most deals you've done in a month? Probably the most deals I've done in a month, I probably had 4 deals months. Okay, 4 deals months. Okay, but typically between 2 and 4, something like that. So I don't know if there's any. There might have been a month that a bunch of deals closed back to back, but as always, they've been working on them for a while. And I had deals that I had months. Of course, I had months with no deals. So that's some of the things you're going to learn over time, But yes, it's about, that's one of the things I learned earlier on. It's about keeping a system, a pipeline. It's about building a pipeline, a lead pipeline. And that's why I always talk about, just focus on building the system, understanding how to feed the system from data, right? Feed that system from data, learn how to market. I was lucky enough that the first few people that I stumbled into as mentors in the business, I had Richard Douglas first. Very shortly, I bought his program. I became his competition. He didn't like it. But shortly after that, I had Anthony. Anthony was the one that I had 3 deals in the pipeline with. At the same time, I was closing my first deal. So my next 3 deals after that, I think they might have closed all in 1 month as well. Was closed with that partner, and for me, it averaged around $30,000 each. Okay, I still remember all of the addresses. My first deal was actually at 109 South Mon Avenue in Newark, New Jersey. All right, that's my first. I probably remember, I have them listed somewhere, so let's not get into that. But anyway, why am I telling you that? It's a very lucrative business. Okay, 2008, my whole business, everything got wiped out. Everything. Okay, excuse me, let me sneeze. Still didn't come. Okay, 2008, my whole business got wiped out. Everything got wiped out. Okay, well, it wasn't just my business. A ton of value. Okay, got wiped out in real estate, and at that time, by the time towards the late summer of 2008, in summer of 2008, I had my firstborn. My son is now 14 years old. He's going on 15. And towards the end of that summer, that was an interesting year. It was all getting wiped out. I had about 30 deals on my table, all locked up. Contracts, right? That I just couldn't close. I couldn't exit. My customers, my investors and buyers that typically bought my properties, the bank were not giving money anymore. Everybody was, a lot of them were hiding too because they participated in bad behavior. Story for another day. Okay, but anyway, why am I sharing that with you? Probably because we're smelling recession right now. Okay, there's a lot going on, and I want you to pay attention to what's going on. All right, like I said, stage 1, data. You feed it, you start marketing, you generate leads. Stage 3, you negotiate, you turn it to contract. Okay, turn it to contract, and then you dispose the deal. You assign the contract to an end buyer. I want you to assign it to me. Okay, I want you to bring your contracts to me. That's why I'm doing these videos. So this is not no kumbaya. I want you to bring your contracts to me. I want to pay you. I want to make money together with you long term. Okay, so we have a free course on how to go from stage 1 to stage 4. honestly, and stage 5 as well, on the channel's page. So make sure you go through. We have a free masterclass and free book as well. But let me dive into today's article. Let's see what it says. Home prices fell 3% in March. We're in April, so we're talking about last month. Okay, so this is somewhat of a lagging indicator, but we should pay attention. It says biggest annual drop in over a decade. That's what I meant by 10 years low. So 10 years low. All right. So let's see what it says. Here's some highlights. Pandemic boom towns and pricey coastal markets, California, New York City, Austin, including Austin, Texas, and San Jose for obvious reasons. A bunch of people are moving down there. So among the largest price declines. Oh, so those hot markets are actually they're experiencing decline. In many more affordable areas, prices continue to climb. Pending home sales dipped. What's pending home sales? When you lock up a property under contract with a realtor and they record it on the MLS as under contract, that's a pending home sale. The number, that's how they, that's one of the numbers indicators of, if people are actually the interest in the marketplace, right? Demand, right? There's a dip to its lowest since the start of the pandemic, as elevated mortgage rates curtailed buyer demand and a lack of homes for sale limited purchases. New listings, also fell to the lowest level. Why? Because people are not trying to move away from the house, right? A lot of them lock in good rates during the pandemic and all of that, right? I'm having a feeling like I need to sneeze and it's not coming. And I know it's going to come any minute, okay? If it comes, excuse me, okay? A little bit of allergy in my household here. Since the pandemic onset, homeowners stayed put in order to hold on to their low mortgage rates. A shortage of supply caused bidding wars to return in some markets. A shortage of supply. What is supply? Supply is new listings, okay? People saying, hey, I have a house I want to sell, right? Homeowners stayed put in order to hold on to their low mortgage rates. Does that make sense? We've been talking about this. Yes, we need to keep talking about it. You know how I've mastered this? Because I had to look at this for years upon years upon years. So you can wake me up in my sleep. I can exit the business and come back 20 years later. I know the stuff like the back of my head, right? So that's what we're trying to get you to, because it's to help you with regards to making good offers, okay? But to help you learn how to gauge the market properly and make offers that make sense. All right. Oh, if you're watching a rebroadcast during the day tomorrow, just keep at the back of your mind that I am going live at 10 p.m. at night. Okay, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to join me live, just keep that in mind that I go live at 10 p.m. at night. That's when I tape this. All right. I'm enjoying this late night stuff, so I might just keep it that way. Okay. The median U.S. home sale price fell 3.3% in March to $400,000, the largest year-over-year drop since 2012. Yeah. Did you realize that 2012 is a little bit over 10 years ago? That's a decade ago. See, when you say 2012, at the back of my head, that feels like yesterday. But time flies, right? That follows February's 1.2% dip, which was the first annual decrease since 2012. And you can see that graph right there, not looking good, right? And just before that, just the last few years, because of the rates, the interest rate that went lower, there's a lot of interest in the marketplace. You can see a spike. What is this number? Median sale price, right? Because when there's higher demand, prices goes up. When there's lower demand, and especially when that's met with a lot of slower activity, particularly slow activity in the economy of real estate altogether, prices dip. Okay, so just because you have higher supply doesn't mean prices are going to increase. It needs to be met with also a reasonable amount of demand, meaning people are actually buying. Actually, sales are happening. Okay, if sales are not happening, this is what's going to happen. Okay. Pandemic boom towns and pricey Bay Area markets led to price declines in March. In Boise, Idaho, prices fell 15.4%. Shout out to Russell Brunson, Jesus Christ. From a year earlier, more than any other U.S. metro area, Redfin analyzed. Next came Austin, 13.7%, Sacramento, California, 11.9%, San Jose, California, 10.5%, Oakland, California, 9.7%, all in the red. Boise, Idaho also saw the largest drop in pending home sales. Jesus Christ. 78.8% year-over-year decline. That's a number that will scare anybody to stay away from the market for now. Okay, but you as a wholesaler, guess what you do? You keep your eyes on the price, right? You keep paying attention, because in the midst of this kind of crisis, there are opportunities. And we'll keep talking about it, okay? Nationwide, okay? What's the number one opportunity you should pay attention to here? Well, first of all, you now know what the market is doing. You know to be conservative. See, regular buyers, regular retail buyers, they don't know that. They're like, oh, I'm excited. Somebody said they give me a loan, so I'm going to get in a house, right? But you as an investor or investor ally, you know, you can see this number. You're like, I need to be conservative now with regards to making offers, okay? So I would definitely be taking at least 5% off of my typical offer, at least, okay? That's in addition to what you see on the 3-month-old comparables, okay? Nationwide pending sales fell 26.6% on a seasonally adjusted basis to the lowest level since the onset of the pandemic, April 2020. The dip in pending sales is a major contributor to the dip in home prices. Fewer buyers mean sellers need to list their homes for less money. You get it? So the less demand is actually the major driving force in the middle of this kind of crisis, okay? So even for the ones that say, you know, I desperately need to sell my house, I need to sell it for less money. What does that mean to you as a wholesaler? Okay? They can see the news. You can make this a talking point when you're making an offer, right? Are you paying attention to what's going on in the economy, right? Well, I want to buy the house. I just can't buy at what I was paying for houses 6 months ago. It's a little bit different right now. But I can buy the house. I just need to pay $10,000 less than what you're asking. You know, they will look at you a little less crazy, right? Because obviously, they probably pay attention to what's going on in the market too, right? So just think about this opportunity. What was our title today? 3% dip to a 10 years low. And this happened to wholesale real estate. Things are going to get a little bit more easier in terms of negotiation because there are more than enough news in the media to justify your offers. Okay? So because they have, even if they go back to the regular market, they have to list this house for less money, essentially. Okay? To attract house hunters will remain. How much more if they're in pre-foreclosure, or it's a non-owner occupied house, or it's an empty vacant house, non-performing asset, essentially a liability for them. Okay? That's what we're talking about. Let's see, and I quote, here's a quote. I was consistently busy in the fall, but things got really quiet. This is an agent that's telling the truth as opposed to the person we had yesterday, right? Well, maybe they don't have a choice. It's obvious, right? So maybe they're trying to attract some buyers into the market because, you know, things are cheaper. You can, it's a buyer's market. You can negotiate a little bit better, right? But things got really quiet in March after the collapse of Silicon Valley. This is the trigger right here, okay? Well, the main trigger is the heightened spiked up rates, interest rates. So in fact, this one has helped to slow down the spiking up of interest rates. Okay, again, those are market stuff you should pay attention to. Said Redfin real estate agent Shona Pendleton, that killed the buyer momentum that had been building and brought us right back to where we were last year when mortgage rates shot up. There's this fear that everything will crash. Everybody's like, right? There are bank failures, inflation, recession fears. Keep in mind, we don't have recession. There are fear. Even worse, the fears of recession is actually worse than recession. Think about it like this. If there's recession already, right? Then, people would have basically, it's admitted, like, listen, we're in a recession. Like, it's the worst has happened already. But when there's fear of recession, this is, everybody right now is hiding, right? And this is when you should start paying attention. Keep your marketing up. Keep marketing. Don't stop marketing, okay? Market at a budget that you can be consistent with for the next 1 year without stopping. Don't overhype yourself. Don't market thinking that you're going to close a deal in the next 1 day or 2 days, because that might not happen. Your best chances at closing a deal in the next 30 days is to create a consistent budget and keep doing it. A consistent budget, that means something you can afford for the next 1 year. That means even if you don't close a deal in the next 30 days, you don't stop. You keep moving. One of the biggest forces of evil against your business is not setting yourself up for consistency. Okay? Very important. All right, so that's what's going on. Again, I wanted to point that out for you. Houses are being listed at less money because they're trying to attract buyer. Houses are going to be sitting on the market for much longer because there are no buyers. That's an opportunity for you to put more offers on houses, and you're not just putting offers on houses that randoms want to sell on the market. You're looking at pre-foreclosures, vacant properties, and you're looking at non-owner occupied, like landlords and stuff like that. That's what you're looking at, okay? Not just random houses listed with realtors. We don't go into the market, okay? We stay out of the market. You need off the market deals. You need to do your own marketing, okay? And that's why, like I said, go through the course, stage 1 through 4. I'm going to let you go actually a little bit early today. Go through the course, free course. It's on this channel page. And leave comments on those videos. Let me know what you're learning. Let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. But there's a quick question here. Let me see if I can answer it. Shout out to this person. This is a great video. I appreciate the insight. I'm in a similar yet different situation that I love your input on, Ola. So I'm looking to JV with a wholesaler that has a property under contract, and he wants me to find a buyer and facilitate the disposition side of the deal for a 50-50 split. Well, I mean, if they brought the deal to the table, they want you to find buyer. That makes sense. You're gonna have to bring some kind of value to make that 50-50 split, right? The only catch is he's requiring me to sign an NDA to protect himself from me stealing the deal. Okay, yeah, it's just a deal. There's nothing wrong with that. I have no intentions of that, but I understand his reasoning. Yes, it's not a big deal. It's probably one piece of paper to sign that you're partnering together, and you will not. Sometimes we call that non-succumb. I don't sign these papers. I will sign if somebody brings it to me, but I don't give it out to people to sign, because for me it's volumes. I'm just dealing with volume. If I bring a deal and I haven't signed any paper, but I'm bringing you a buyer, you probably want to do the deal anyway. So, but people have a need to protect themselves sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. You can sign it. We call it non-circumvent, something like that. We used to call it back in the days when I used to huddle all kind of contracts around, trying to make sure everything is right, all that stuff. Eventually, you find out that the only thing that matters is a contract, a purchase contract. That's the only thing that's carrying the weight. And if you can dispose it and go to title, whoever can get to title closing first makes money. Okay, the rest of it doesn't matter. Okay, just pay attention to that real quickly. Okay. I don't want to be sued for potentially violating the contract by accident. No, you can't violate the contract without stealing the deal. You have to steal the deal to violate the contract, right? What would you do if you were in my situation? I will read the contract. If it's a simple NDA that you're not going to steal my deal, I will sign it, because I have no intentions to steal that deal. That was it. That's very simple, all right? So again, I want your deals. I want your contracts. Submit your deals to myempirepro.com/submit. We can partner together and do stage 5, deal disposition. We'll find you a buyer. We'll buy it from you, whatever, If you don't know how to get from stage 1 to stage 4, you can go through this masterclass, realestatemoneysecrets.com. And also you'll be able to download my 3 books for free, okay? Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I have to run right about now. We'll talk soon. Bye now.